What's up, man?
What's up, everybody? Hello,
Good evening.
hello.
Hello.
Sweet guys, we're gonna wait till we get the confirmation from the people, the party people.
Hello,
People in
party
the house
people.
now. Yeah.
Chilling on the hump of the week. We call it Hump Day.
We're chilling on humps, dog.
It's Wednesday.
Humps.
Poll results
Humps.
show
Yeah,
every
that's true,
Wednesday
man.
at 7.
That is true.
In Australia,
05.
they eat Brahma humps.
Oh,
so.
Brahma humps.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Good
good
point.
evening. My name is Billy Floyd, and that is...
Commodore.
That's right, baby. We're the KitchenKillaz from Orlando, Florida, and we are joined tonight by my man, Kevin Sandridge, with Barbecue Beat Podcast, as in the beat, as in the news beat, as the information that is on the cusp of knowledge. Is that kind of where we are right there?
Sounds great, man.
I got to say, we were testing microphones earlier. You, sir, have an amazing radio voice. I love it.
I agree.
Thank you very much.
So this is so cool. This is kind of a little bit of a different format for our Wednesday. So I hope you guys are okay with that. You guys normally stick along with our jibs and jives and our zigs and zags. Jen Vallon, what up? Good to see you. Mason's mom in the house. And
hi.
Jen
You
Hogan,
can do
great
it.
to see you guys. Thank you for spending some time with us. So today we are going to go through our YouPickTwo poll. Of course, we're going to go through the songs that we're going to play.
Yes.
But we are here to chat with my man Kevin. We met him at Chris Gentry's show just a couple of weeks ago. He is a barbecue connoisseur, if you will, a lover of all things barbecue, and he hosts a podcast called Barbecue Beat Podcast, which is super cool. Through Jen Hogan, we were able to get him right here at the KitchenKillaz table so we can pick his brain and find out what is rattling around inside there, sir? Because from what I understand, you are a highly educated and a gifted man with incredible stories. But let's start with Barbecue Beat Podcast. Talk to us a little bit about that. Where did it come from? How did that? What is the idea?
Yeah, so I started the Barbecue Beat podcast basically to help bring some visibility to people who are doing great things out there with barbecue grilling. It's not just competition barbecue. It goes the gamut from competition barbecue to other kinds of live fire cooking. I've talked with people like my buddy John Jackson at Comfort Farms in Milledgeville, Georgia, who runs basically a acute veterans-oriented crisis center. He designed a farm. He's a veteran himself, dealing with some issues post-combat, and these guys are doing great work and giving veterans who need a routine, right?
Gotcha.
To get into working with their hands, and they're raising like heritage breed hogs and really old varieties of like heirloom vegetables, and trying to make a go of it as a small farm and make connections with restaurants to go like sort of farm to table, and and they
That's
have,
awesome.
Like,
That's really cool.
a lot of focus in that area. So there's a lot going on. It's not just the four meats of competition. I do talk about that, and a lot of those guys are well known.
But there's a big heartbeat behind this whole thing that creates. It's not just a podcast about your proteins.
That's right.
It's that just happens to be just what's on the surface. That might be the ultimate culmination of what they're doing, but there's so much depth.
Yeah, there's always a story, right?
Absolutely, I hope so.
The narrative is important. I try to shut up as much as possible and
let
everyone talk.
And you're right. You just brought up a really cool topic: the fact that these are veterans that are trying to manage their trauma.
Yeah.
What they've experienced, and from not from a military standpoint, but for all the individual traumas I think that we experience, we try to find that avenue. What can we invest that energy in? Because that energy's got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And hopefully it goes into a well of productivity and creativity and positivity.
Yeah, John's big thing is, basically finding growth through discomfort, right?
Sure.
Putting yourself into situations where you're not sure what's going to happen, but moving forward with that. And I think, even you go back to mythological stories like the hero's journey, right? We go through transformative. We're talking about Star Wars, right?
Yeah,
It's the perfect story, right? Transformative journeings, right? We don't come back quite the same, and if we're smart about it, we bring what we learn back to the community and share.
Yeah.
So then there's stuff with Hank Shaw with Hunter Gatherer Cook. He does a lot of live game stuff, and so it's a lot about a little. I recently wrapped up. I'm working on a podcast. I'm editing now with Michael Ollier, who is the main marketing chef, lead for Certified Angus Beef.
Wow!
Right?
Wow!
So you've got that in the mix. So there's lots going on.
That's awesome, man.
Right
How long have you been doing this for?
I think I'm working on about 4 years now.
Nice. How many episodes in Barbecue Beat Podcast?
There's just under 60. I only average about 2 a month because they're long.
Sure.
Like an hour.
I gotcha.
And, other work commitments and so on and so forth. I want to make sure I do a good job of really editing it.
Yeah, quality over quantity, my man.
That's right.
Make sure you put out something really amazing. And hours, that's a good amount of time for a podcast. Sometimes like the 15 to 30, you're not really getting into it. Sometimes the 2 hours, you're getting a little too much into it. But it all depends because it's kind of up to the host. And after 60 episodes, I'm sure you've learned a lot. If you were to compare your latest episode to your very first episode,
so bad.
It's like a train wreck. You know, it's like that with anything really. Like any artist that we work with, even us, when we look at last Friday's show compared to the very first Friday show we have. Man, evolution, steps, a lot of knowledge, a lot of mistakes, a lot of trying new this and trying new this and tweaking this and don't ever do that again.
A lot of embarrassing moments that you will never forget.
But it's nice to have it all archived. It's out there, right?
Isn't that great? Even those embarrassing moments.
You can look back and see how far you've
It's on the internet, Kevin. It never goes away.
Guys, go listen to the very first Barbecue Beat podcast episode, and you'll hear exactly what I'm talking about.
Man, that's dude. So thank you very much for joining us, man. This is super cool. I know we got to chat briefly at Chris Gentry's. There were so many people there that night. Go ahead. Do your thing, Commodore. # Bud Light. Welcome home. What's up, Jason Sawyer, Wayne Dench? Thank you guys very much, Jen Hogan. From what I understand, we side note, Wayne Dench and Bud Light may be throwing us some swag for this Friday's show, which I'm really excited about because we are out in Sanford, which is the heart and soul of where Wayne Dench exists. So from what I understand, Jason Sawyer has pulled it off again. Jen Hogan made it all happen.
Dude.
She connected all the dots, which is going to be really cool. So # Bud Light on Friday. Welcome home. Again, welcome back home. Yay, welcome back.
To somebody else's home.
That's true.
With us.
That's true.
Thank you.
Yesterday, we put up 5 songs. You guys voted on them. We had, going right down the list, we had The Freshman by Verve Pipe. We had June, a KitchenKillaz original. We had Ironic by Alanis Morissette. If you could only see, by Tonic, and Perfect Places, also KitchenKillaz original. So we post the poll every Tuesday at noon. We share it. You guys vote on it. We don't vote on them. And we play the songs with the top 2 votes. So that's what we are here to do today, right now. And chat with my man Kevin from Barbecue Beat Podcast. Real quick before we get into this first song, what is the best social media website that you would like to show people to where they can go to? Instagram, Facebook, YouTube? What do you got?
Yeah, right now, Instagram's probably pretty good. I've been more active there of late, so just at BBQ, BEAT, at Barbecue Beat.
That's it. Mm-hmm. Nice. I like it. Nice and short and simple and to the point.
Yeah.
I dig it, my man. That's awesome. There's some bands we work with. There was actually a musician that we worked with this past Saturday at the Chalk Walk Festival, and his last name is 3 different parts. So he was like, hi, he's a great musician, Mike, and it was like 3 completely different last names, and it was like...
Did it at least have some vowels in the last
There was
name?
a couple of them. Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea.
Fun,
and a lot of times when you introduce yourself, because he didn't have a visual sign anywhere, and you want to make it really easy for people to find you. So right away when he said his last name, as a listener and as a viewer, I'm going to check out. Like, I have no idea what you said. I'm not going to bother you and ask you to spell your name. You don't have any. There's no signs. There's no cards.
Help
there's
me,
no,
help you.
Help me. Make it easy. If you make it easy for people to help you, they will. So Barbecue Beat, BBQ, BEAT. That's it.
And
on Instagram, baby.
Channel too, so,
on Instagram. So yeah, man, we are here with Kevin from Barbecue Beat Podcast. We're here for the YouPickTwo poll result show. That's for you, sir. That's right. Stand by. I'm going to let the Commodore get into it, baby. This is going to be a song called Perfect Places. I hope you guys dig it. If you don't, it's okay. We still love you. Blame Kevin. See those faces grin, she yells, what's it all about? No future I resist, she's got me screaming all about what she had and said to me in all these perfect days, built upon themselves to break that bond, crash this golden gate. All the storytellers yell, you let them get away by leaning on this soft for days and on demeaning ways, those demeaning ways. Oh, welcome to all these perfect places. Welcome to your life. welcome to your life. Whoa, your life. Oh, yeah. If you lose, I win. She yells, what's it all about? No future I resist. She's got me screaming, dreaming all about what she had and said to me. And all these passing days built upon themselves to break that bond, crash this empty space. All the storytellers yell, don't let them get away. By leaning on this art for days, I'll start to fade away. Start to fade away. Welcome to all these perfect places. Welcome to your life. Whoa. Welcome to all these perfect places. Welcome to your life. Welcome to your life. Whoa, your life. Oh, yeah. Whoa, welcome to all these perfect places. Welcome to your life. Whoa, welcome to all these perfect places. Welcome to your life. Yes, good job, sir. Well done. Sounded good, man.
That sounded cool.
What's up, Kevin? Good job, sir. You killed it.
I do what I can.
Love it, baby.
Play more of a supporting role, really.
You nailed it.
You didn't hear it because he was very far back from the microphone, but he rocked it.
Yeah, he was keeping a beat.
I'm not afraid to take those high harmonies. You know?
That was good, man.
So high,
Don't be
the
afraid.
dogs could hear them, but no one else could.
They were dancing. I saw them dancing in there. I didn't know what was going on. That was awesome, man. So my name is Billy Floyd, and that is...
The Commodore.
That's right, baby. We are the Kitchen Killaz from Orlando, coming to you live with Kevin from Barbecue Beat Podcast. We did a little intro, talked a little bit about what you are, which is awesome, creative, an individual, a purveyor of deliciousness,
right.
if you will, and keeping us on the heartbeat of the barbecue world. We got a little bit into the podcast, so we had a couple questions for you. Is that cool? Can we kind of get into that? And we try to steer away. Like, we want to give people the basics, of course, but we don't want it to be those repetitive questions that everybody gets all the time. So my thing, and I think our thing, is we try to kind of dig into the experience and the memory.
Absolutely.
Like your journey of Barbecue Beat Podcast. Where is it taking you? Where have you come from? Where you go? Where you come from? Kevin, I, Joe. So one of the first questions that popped into my head was, what is your, because I imagine you've experienced, and we talked about Russell Short, you know Russell, we talked about Joel Van, you know Joel, you've been working kind of in the heart and the circle of the barbecue country out in Polk County. Which is
Polk
pretty
County is like the
incredible,
SEC
man.
of barbecue.
For
your football fans out there.
Seriously, absolutely. It was, and the competition that we did get to join Joel at, which was about a year and a half ago, he was telling us that a lot of the competitors were some of the best in the country.
Oh yeah, you've got Matt Barber with Hot Wachulas. You've got Jim Elser with Sweet Smoke Q. Whiskey Bent Barbecue has a strong presence there. I mean, Chad Ward and those guys, and then now he's doing amazing things with Traeger. A lot of stuff coming out of there. Teams come from out of state knowing that they're going to have their hands full.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I think that was one of the things that we experienced when we first got there and we saw Joel. So Joel brought out, he was like, let me bring you. He had already turned everything in. Mm-hmm. So he comes out and he brought some brisket. He brought some ribs. He brought some chicken as well. So he explained to us like the process in cooking those things. And the great Commodore had some of the brisket. And I think all of us, like when we tried it, it was...
I wish I hadn't had the brisket first. I was only mildly upset that I had the brisket.
It's only downhill
first.
from there. That's the high.
It was one of those things.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where I realized really quickly
never.
It's not about what's good. It's all good. It's about what's great. And it's not even
now,
about what's great. It's about what's the best.
And imagine judging
No.
some of that food.
No.
I mean,
No.
It's
No.
a challenge. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
don't doubt it.
if you're tasting all of them back to back, like I'm sure I would be able to notice differences between them.
Yeah.
However,
Have you ever been a
like-
judge?
Well, I'm actually a master judge.
A master judge. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, we are sitting here with a master judge.
So-
Your resume gets longer and longer, sir.
Well,
That's because we don't keep it too cold in here.
that's right. Okay.
stay with us. Stay with us.
Oh man.
Hey now.
So to start off with that, because that just brings so many more questions. But let's start off. What is your best competition barbecue memory?
So, 2017, I drive up to. I was trying to. It's easy in Florida to get your master judge certification through the Florida Barbecue Association, but then there's another national organization called the Kansas City Barbecue Society, right? And typically you have to judge 20 to 25 contests, cook with the team, get into the mix. You kind of have to go out of state to do the KCBS stuff because Florida has just a handful. So anyway, I drive up to Waynesboro, Georgia, and by the way, the bird dog capital of the world.
Bird dog.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's for you guys. There'll be a test later.
That's right.
Kyle Nunez. I'm
right.
looking at you.
Yeah, it's
In
crazy.
a future episode.
So,
as a matter of fact.
So there's the Boss Hog Barbecue Cook-Off there.
Okay.
And it's a relatively small event. I mean, it's maybe 25 to 28 teams, all in this nice big circle. The band's performing kind of in the middle. It's really well established. Best treatment for the teams and judges. Those guys, I mean, amazing. So my good friends with Boogaloo Smoke Crew out of Crawfordville, Florida.
I love the names, man.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
so many creative
Oh, yeah.
names.
Absolutely.
Boogaloo Smoke
Yeah.
Crew. I love it.
So, if I'm not mistaken,
You're not.
It was crazy, and I'm just going to say I'm right here. But
He's right.
They won their first grand championship contest, and it was a coin flip. There's a mechanical, computerized coin flip if you tie for first and second, and they got the flip. And not to take anything away, but they got the flip over a really established team, the Killer Bees, and they're great.
Okay.
And so what we have here is a lot of shenanigans ensued after that because they were there, and they're good friends with Tim and Patty Malloy with Backyard Bros barbecue team out of Central Florida towards the West Coast or the Gulf Coast rather. And we have a situation where the winner gets driven around in this kind of Boss Hog Dukes of Hazzard-esque vehicle. It's a red.
Okay.
This one's red with longhorns bolted to the front.
Okay.
Right. White pleather.
Is it like
interior.
is it the Cadillac or
Yeah,
what is it?
it is.
As soon
Okay.
as you said
gotcha.
bolts,
Yeah.
everyone could picture exactly
I love it.
the
Oh,
entire
oh, yeah.
vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
got
I
it.
see. I see it right now.
Bullhorns, and the horn was meant to be the Dukes of Hazzard horn, but it was a really, but it wasn't nearly that in tune.
They probably
or
didn't have the
musical.
licensing for
and
it.
a couple of the notes were missing, and so which made it just that much better.
That's
right?
awesome.
Yeah,
This
it's
adds
just
character.
unique.
It adds
unique.
character.
It tried so hard every time you push the button. It just the little engine that could.
It wanted
right?
to play the Dukes of Hazzard.
It did.
It's
So
really,
badly.
really tried.
But after everything was kind of said and done, and all the excitement, and you kind of go out to dinner and you celebrate, and you come back and you realize, hey, the car's still here. Okay.
Oh, it has the keys
Hey, let's
in
see
it.
if the keys are still
Yep.
in it.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely the question.
Oh,
And in the
boy.
words of Marissa Torme and my cousin Vinny, they were. Right?
Oh, my cousin
I
Vinny.
love that.
What a great
I
movie.
love that you just referenced
Yeah.
that.
And-
And we are officially best. We're friends.
And,
We're friends.
and like I said, it just that sucker didn't have any gas in it by the end of the night. All right.
Nope. I wouldn't expect it
and
to.
it never left the premises. Just lots of circles.
Yeah.
And
See, how he described
Yeah.
it earlier was shenanigans.
oh yeah, I mean,
I'm glad I got to know
yeah.
that there were circles
Yeah.
happening.
And we didn't
Yeah.
even get
Donuts
into
and-
like the details of the circles. We just know that it had no gas in it when it was
yeah,
over. but
lots of driving, video
killed
being
it.
taken.
Really?
Did
did you ever get to pilot this machine?
No, I stayed far away.
Oh, you weren't
Yeah,
intimately
I was
involved in the
I was
thievery.
I was like
The
one of those-
borrowing. We
one of
borrowed.
those
It was just a
watchers
borrow.
in those sci-fi movies where
I
I just
gotcha.
sit back and observe.
A bystander.
Yeah.
Like-
Innocent. He was
That's
innocent.
cool.
As a media channel,
If
that's my
anybody
job.
if anybody's
Yeah.
wondering if he's guilty or not, he was completely innocent. He was just there. That's
Yeah,
it.
The only thing I inhaled was the fumes of the car.
That's
Like,
it.
That was it.
So good.
Yeah,
That's wow. That is awesome.
Great time. Great
That's awesome, my man. So I got a question to delve real quick into that. You said there was some contention, and it wasn't necessarily between the teams because of the flip.
Oh yeah, I mean
Or
that's
like-
normal. It's going to happen. You're going to have teams that score the same at the end of the day.
Sure.
And
Yeah, because there's only so many numbers you can give them.
That's right. And
Sure.
so someone's going to have to be the winner.
And it's
so
done by a mechanical coin flip.
Well, it's a computerized algorithm.
Gotcha. Just so there's no shenanigans with a human being
and
flipping
you mentioned
something.
that your tech industry experience, and
Sure.
I want you to note I used the word algorithm.
I like algorithms.
So, yeah, I just put that
What's
out
up?
there.
What's up? Wow, that's all.
Yeah.
And I mean, altogether, how many competitions have you judged?
Probably going on 70, 75 total.
Holy Toledo!
Yeah.
Certainly,
And
a
you
master.
are a master barbecue judge.
Certainly.
I'm waiting
I
for
feel
my
like I'm
barbecue
sitting-
lightsaber.
I feel like I'm
arrive.
sitting here. I was about to say, I feel like I'm sitting here with Obi-Wan Kenobi here.
Sir,
like he's got the beard and everything.
I
Hello
think
there.
you're only a couple more away from it just appearing in your hand.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's just going to be there.
Nice.
Matter of fact,
My own
the
hand-driven
beam might
replicator,
actually emit from your body.
That was
like
a
a Spider-Man beam, like
Fantastic.
when we had gone to see Joel and Russell at that same competition. They were explaining to us that they get there on Thursday, they cook all day on Friday, the competition's on Saturday, and it's pretty much just 4 days of just unadulterated partying. Like
Yeah,
just
it can be, but I'll tell
insane.
you, like guys like Rub Bagby, he just awesome job, Rub. You just retired, full career as a teacher, right? And teaching schedule. You get out on Friday and you cruise to the contest. You show up late. Stuff's still in like the packaging. He's like kind of going through it. Everybody else is done trimming everything, and he's still kind of working late into the night. And basically, you have
He's
a situation
just kind of
where
getting there.
and busts out like a first place finish. I mean, just
Wow.
hands down, in Polk County, Rug Bagby is just a legend. He's a legend worldwide, I would say, as well.
Man, that is
And,
awesome.
you
We learned
can
so
find
much
his
that
sauce,
day.
by
We
the
asked
way.
so many questions when we were there.
Yeah, I just had to plug.
No.
this
Yeah,
is-
do your thing.
Public supermarkets, look for Swamp Boys Barbecue
Swamp
sauce.
Boys barbecue sauce.
Yeah, it's amazing stuff. It'll change your life.
And that was like I've been a barbecue fan for a long time. Like as I told you before, one of my goals. I remember being interviewed years ago, and they were going right down to each band member, and they were asking like in regards to what kind of sponsorship would you like. They got to the guitarist. He's like, oh, I'd love a Squire sponsorship. They got to our drummer. He's like, man, I would love a Pearl sponsorship. They got to me, and I'm like, I love a barbecue sauce sponsorship. I've always been enamored with barbecue and with the process of barbecue. I was in a relationship, and she actually recommended. She was like, I think you would really like something like this because you have such an affinity for it. And little did I know that I knew so little. When I got to that first barbecue competition and I started inquiring and asking questions, how the chicken is made, how it's prepared, the brisket, the time that goes into it. And then it was so cool to kind of like try all this food. And we realized that we're at a high-class competition here.
Yeah.
It's not like it's going to be bad.
nothing I taste anywhere on the premises is going to be less than awesome.
And that's the thing.
Like
It's,
all of
it's
it.
not. And again, it's not about what's great. It's all great. It's about what's the best of all the great. And so, in your experience with all of your knowledge, your cooking knowledge, your judging knowledge, what would you say are your top 3 tips for the best barbecue ribs?
All right, so ribs come in roughly 2 varieties. If you're talking pork, right, spares or baby backs. And with spares, if you cut all the edge off, you have those St. Louis cut ribs. Those
Okay.
nice candy bar size.
Sure, yeah, they're like that big. It's got like the thick thing of meat on that one side.
Or usually on the top,
Okay.
and then on the bottom. So they're nice square cut, and so the St. Louis rib process that I think works best. You want to first of all flip them over.
Okay.
Take the membrane off the back.
I got that. I
Right.
learned that.
Yeah.
YouTube taught
and
me that
then,
one. I didn't know
just
that, and I
kinda
messed up a
peels-
bunch of ribs before that.
peels right. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but
It's the end of the world.
Yeah. So
You will
but
lose.
it allows some of the rub and stuff to get in there, and you want to use a rub that's well balanced. I mean, but whatever you like. I mean, you could take it traditional with something like the guys. I noticed you have some of the
Lakeland
Perfect
Barbecue
Square rub
Company. Yeah,
from,
baby,
from,
right here.
Lakeland Barbecue Company.
That's right.
And
As much
shout
as
out
I
to
love
Joel
the
and
sauce,
Bobby, yeah.
Joel always says our game is really in the rub.
Oh, it's great stuff. Yeah,
It's
it's
awesome.
amazing. I usually some people put a little bit of like mustard on the ribs, so the rub will stick more to the pork. When it cooks
Okay.
away, you never taste any of the mustard. It's just
Really?
a binder. I just put it straight on. Maybe a
I
little
gotcha.
olive oil.
I gotcha.
And then just let them sit for as long as it takes to heat up the
Interesting.
grill. So
Okay.
they kind of sweat a little bit, and all of it kind of melds together and gets all happy.
I gotcha.
Right, and then you're
It
gonna
gets
cook
happy.
them.
You want happy ribs, ladies and gentlemen.
So you cook them. I mean, figure like two anywhere from 225 to 275
Okay.
traditionally. Cook them to the color you like. That's the key.
Really?
Don't worry about time. Just when they get to the color you like,
That's when
you're
done.
going to take them off.
Okay.
You're not done yet.
Okay.
You're going to wrap them in foil. Before you put them in foil, I usually a double layer of foil. I put a little bit of like maybe Kerrygold butter.
We love Kerrygold.
Oh, you just struck a nerve with this one.
Love Kerrygold.
Yeah,
yeah.
Right.
Kerrygoldbomb.com,
some brown
man.
sugar, maybe a little bit of more rub in there. Maybe a little honey.
Okay.
As Malcolm Reed will say, you got to use the honey for the money.
There
right?
you go. Honey for
And
the money,
so,
baby. If you want to win, they got to win.
That's right. And so then you wrap them up pretty tight, and then you put them back on, and you want to basically cook them for as long as it takes to get maybe to like a couple hundred degrees.
Okay.
Nice, just a nice tender between. Well, you're talking about
not that hot.
Not Terminator End of Days finish. That's
Dang.
We're not looking for that.
We're not killing the T1000, bro.
The body's
A couple hundred.
away, right?
420.
420
That's for
no,
your
Commodore.
Yeah, that's for your Commodore. That's for
when
your
you're
pork jerky.
That's when you're smoking something else. You're all right.
Hey man,
You're
I
right.
totally forgot,
Hey, man. What's
Yeah.
up, man?
You're
so,
right.
So then you take them off, and I usually like to put a nice, I'll cut sauce. That's if it's thick.
Okay.
With a little bit of maybe apple juice to thin it out.
Apple juice I've heard before.
Yeah, and then just like lightly brush it on. You don't ever want to put sugary barbecue sauce on meat and then stick it on the grill and let it cook for a long time.
Overcooks really fast, right?
Burn super
Sure.
fast. So, but that's basically a quick tip. If you
Gotcha.
if you look for if you go to my website bbqbeat.com and search for just competition ribs, there's lots of information
Nice.
there. Yeah.
So trimming is important. Color is important.
Initial trim, color, cook to color. Yep.
And then when or when not to sauce.
Yeah, usually towards the very end.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So saucing's the last thing. You baste them, you sauce them, you put them on
And
for just a
depending
short
if they're
period of
super
time.
Hot, sometimes you can sauce and
Just
let
kinda
them sit there,
caramelizes
and
a
it'll
little
set
bit.
on its own. Otherwise,
Gotcha.
maybe put them on for another 15 minutes.
Gotcha.
And then take them off. And
Nice, my man.
There you go.
Man, let me tell you, it's I learned so much. Thank you for letting me pick your brain.
Did you guys
That's
learn
awesome,
anything
man.
tonight?
I hope you
Yes,
guys did
you
because
did.
when you make ribs, we want to see pictures. We want to know what's going on. Is that Chris Gentry? Oh, Chris Gentry's in here. What up, Chris?
Look, let me tell you something.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a picture on his. I know it's on his Facebook page. It might be on Chris's Instagram feed, where his Roscoe mop sauce.
Okay.
It's on ribs. It's been used, and maybe a little bit of the tennis sweet that he's got for his sweet
Sure.
sauce. But the picture of the ribs, you can see a nice, mahogany glaze, and then the flecks of black pepper.
Sure.
On that rack of ribs, and it's one of the most beautiful shots I've
Awesome.
ever seen in barbecue. Yeah.
Man, I got to tell you,
Really?
I've always been drawn to different types of sauces and different types of mop sauces, but his Kakalaki Gold,
Oh, that
out
yeah.
freaking
Hey,
standing, man.
Memphis in May winner for
Dude.
the mustard category.
Really?
So, I mean, that's no joke.
Wow,
Yeah.
so good, man. Absolutely incredible. It was really awesome to see, and Chris is kind of like the perfect poster child for following your passion. He said he started out with one egg, and he just cooked for
Yeah.
him, and then he started cooking for his friends at his house, and then he had to get 2 eggs. Then he kept growing, and more friends came over. Then he
addiction
realized,
grows.
yeah,
That's right.
exactly.
That's what happens.
Then he realized he just had a passion for it, and so he grew that and grew that and grew that. And it was so cool to be standing on that back patio where we had 7 grills outside going at the same time.
The Alpha
he
pizza
had a
oven they
pizza
got
oven
back
brought in
there is
from
amazing.
Italy.
That's right.
Like,
That's right.
it was so cool to be there. And I'm thinking, man, this guy has put all his chips in, and he loves what he is
and
doing.
now he's got the Gentry's Barbecue General Store.
He's got the
down
general
there off
store,
of
which is
Ivanhoe
super
Row
cool.
in,
He does
Orlando.
he has the truck, he does the
Yep.
competitions, he does the catering.
Yeah.
Like, you want to talk about going in all in, man. That was
absolutely.
so inspiring.
You can tell he loves what he does.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He loves what he does, and he's such a great host. It was so cool. Everybody there that we talked to, and we really didn't know anybody other than Chris. Everybody there was very new for us. So we asked, questions about how do you know Chris, et cetera, and everybody just rants and raves about how just amazing and open and wonderful he is just a person, just a friend, which is so cool to not only see somebody with such a passion for what they are passionate about, but to be so down to earth and so amazing and welcoming as well.
Yeah.
So cool, dude.
Yeah, I think the first couple people that we talked to when we started introducing ourselves, when we arrived at Chris's, the first couple people they were like, "Well, how do you know Chris?" "Oh, we live right down the street." The
And
first
his neighborhood is
like
amazing.
they all just
Yeah.
kind of
The people.
gravitated towards his house, which is no doubt because I get it. because as we were walking up,
you smell it right
the
away.
nose knows,
oh yeah,
right?
the nose
Yeah.
knows, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
They're like, hey,
absolutely.
I don't know you, but you're my neighbor, and it smells good back there.
Oh man, we met so many.
You can
cool,
eat that?
Yeah, we met so many cool people that night, and it was really cool. Not only to talk to Chris, but his whole team. You know, and he seems like the kind of guy, and he did that night where he shares the joy and he shares the award and he shares the compliments with his whole team. You know, he's not the guy like, you're welcome. He's like, I have to give this to my entire team. And they were operating like a machine that night. It was really, really cool to see so many people so focused on what they were doing. And he kept saying, even in the interview with Trevor Frazier from Orlando Sentinel, what up, Trevor? He said he couldn't do it without his team. You know, and he just had top-notch guys there. He had guys that we met. We went to Ivanhoe Brewing and we met him. We talked to him, and he had the same team there, which was so cool to see these guys just like sticking with the crew, man. Really, really good, just super, super passionate, and ultimately focused on the best possible product.
Yeah, and shout out to the winners. We call them the wieners, right?
The
You know,
wieners.
and you know, they came down from Georgia, and they just put in a yeoman's effort as well as everybody else there, and it was a great time.
Yeah, and before we get into this next song, I only have one more thing to say. That A5 Wagyu, bro.
Yeah.
I'd never had anything like that in my life.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, it changed everything, Kevin. It changed everything.
What has been tasted can never be untasted, as they say, right?
Oh man, it was incredible.
Not just tasted, but like
experienced.
Like
Words like unctuous come to mind.
Oh my
right?
goodness
You know?
gracious!
Dang.
It was,
Like,
and
what
and
was that?
It's very, very rare that I will eat food during a show. Usually, I let the Commodore eat. I'll share it. I'll have people come up and share it. But when he explained to me what was going on and how like rare that was to have, I was
if you
like,
hadn't,
I gotta try.
I
this.
would have put it in my mouth, and I would have looked at you like,
You need to jump on this, bro.
See,
right now, put it in your mouth, right now.
I imagine you were going to say something different, Commodore. I thought like I would have chewed it up and fed you like a mama bird. You know what I mean? I thought that's where this was going.
Easy now, easy. I mean, we're boys, but no. Oh, that's awesome.
I may think about it next time, though.
Hey, it's
It's good
it'll be
content.
entertaining. I mean, yeah, it's not going to happen, but that'd be funny. You probably. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. We are joined by Kevin from Barbecue Beat Podcast. You can check him out on Barbecue Beat on Instagram. That's the main place to go, and barbecuebeat.com. Also, he has just celebrated his 60th, I would say, rough give or take, 60-ish episodes of the Barbecue Beat podcast, where he gets into all things barbecue, talks about the essence of barbecue, where they came from, and the people that are involved and their passions, where their passions come from, which, talking about just the proteins is just the icing on the cake, baby. There's a lot to get into, and I'm so happy to have you here today and kind of explaining those underlayers that we, as muggles, if you will, we don't necessarily get to see or experience or know, and not sitting here with a master judge, which is so cool. So we're going to get back with Kevin in just a moment. We're going to go through number one, our first place song of this week. Thank you guys so much for the votes. Thank you for the shares. Terry, great to see you. Shelly, great to see you. Jen Hogan, good to see you. We got Hanging with Webb in here as well. It's always good to see you guys. My man Josh Bauer in here as well. Thank you guys for spending some time with us. Mason, good to see you, sir. Jen Valland, also awesome to see you. And thank you guys for sharing your hump day with the Killaz and Kevin from Barbecue Beat. So here we go, baby. This is coming in at first place at 26 votes, and the winner of this week's poll is If You Can Only See by Itonic. I keep seeing ironic at the top, and it rhymes with tonic. Isn't it tonic? No, that's not right. This song's by Ironic. No, that's not right either. Ready? If you could only see the way she loves me, maybe you would understand why I feel this way about our love and what I must do. If you could only see how blue her eyes can be when she says she loves me. Well, you got your reasons, and you got your lies, and you got your manipulations. They cut me down to size, yeah. Saying you love but you. Oh. If you could only see the way she loves me, maybe you would understand why I feel this way about our love and what I must do. If you could only see how blue her eyes can be when she says she loves me. Seen the road less traveled, shows happiness unraveled, and you gotta take a little dirt to keep what you love. Whoa, whoa. Here's what you gotta do now. Saying you love, but you don't. You give your love, but you won't. Stretching out your arms to something that's just not there. Saying you love where you stand. You give your heart when you care. If you could only see the way she loves me, maybe you would understand why I feel this way about our love and what I must do. If you could only see how blue her eyes can be when she says she loves me. Yeah, whoa, whoa, all right, yeah. Say it again, tell me again. Say it, baby, just one more time now. Oh, 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 yeah. Saying you love, but you don't. You give your love, but you won't. She says, saying you love where you stand. You give your heart when you care. If you could only see the way she loves me, maybe you would understand why I feel this way about our love and what I must do. If you could only see how blue her eyes can be when she says she loves me. Yes. Good job, sir. Sounds good, man. The harmonies sound awesome.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you
What's
so
up,
much.
baby? What's up? Good to see you guys, and thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Billy Floyd, and that is
The Commodore.
That's right, baby. We're the KitchenKillaz from
Yeah.
Orlando, Florida, classified as a touring acoustic duo, crashing kitchens around your country. And tonight, we have Kevin from Barbecue Beat Podcast here with us, a master judge, if you will, a phenomenal teller of stories. And he's got amazing tips for you guys to make the best barbecue whatever. I would say from ribs to brisket to chicken to, what are the ones called? The medallions? The money mussels?
Oh, pork. Well, pork, yeah.
Those money mussels,
money
bro.
muscle.
Money mussels are the bomb.com right
the
there.
fillet of the pork tenderloin.
Again, another thing that I was introduced to that I didn't even know existed until we went to that first barbecue competition. And I was like, what are these? And he was like,
Yeah.
these are called money mussels. I'm like, mussels? I'm like, they don't look like mussels.
Yeah, the pork butt, the top part of the shoulder.
Yeah, and from what I understand, they're concentric circles of pork, and they shave off the outside layers, and they take the core. Is that where they get the muscle
you're
from?
Getting the opposite side of the bone. On a bone-in pork butt has got this muscle that can kind of, it's like a, I mean, it's really like a mock tenderloin,
Okay.
if you will, but they kind of cut it out and shape it to be on its own. At some point, after it cooks long enough, they'll like maybe separate it and kind of set it off to the side. It's going to cook faster than
I gotcha.
the rest of the pork butt. But they call it the money muscle, obviously, because if you can get it just right and slice those medallions just right, historically, that has led to you scoring well. Right?
Really?
Oh, man.
Yeah, so that right there could make or break your whole competition.
Yeah, and even the best guys out there, guys and gals, because there's some very strong, like
Sure.
Christy Vanover, Girls Can Grill on the West Coast, just pops into mind. Leanne Whippen, who is here in Florida now, cooking in the Tampa area. But a lot of people out there cooking DBQ.
DBQ. We've heard her before. I think she was actually at that competition. Joel Van was telling us about her being there. Yeah.
But just a little on either side or the other, and you can overshoot what
Sure.
you're looking for, and it just depends. Every animal's different.
Absolutely.
So it's not a...
You do it once, and it's all you have to do.
I mean,
sure.
These guys make it a lot simpler for themselves over time because they basically go into a routine, and
Sure.
they pride themselves on being almost like sort of robots about it. Like,
Gotcha.
To really make sure everything is happening the same way.
Sure.
But
Consistency.
Try to repeat the exact same environmental circumstances.
But the rubber hits the road, and like sort of like all the cliches, men from boys, winners from not, is what do you do when things go sideways?
Of course.
Right. I mean, you guys know that. You're
Which you have to
doing a gig
prepare for.
and
Yeah.
We both spend
Yeah.
enough time in the hospitality industry to know you got to think on the fly. You got to
We go
reprioritize.
lots of
every
things
30
go
seconds.
sideways.
And you get,
It's all about the recovery,
That's
like
right.
how do you recover? How do you get it back on
and
how do you
track?
handle it?
inside time constraints.
Sure.
So, yeah.
And it was when we had gotten to the competition, we had gotten there just as people were like rushing their food over to the table. So like the judges were just receiving their food.
Yeah.
And again, I just had so many questions. I inquire so much when I see something like that, and just a process of it, which was so cool. And I always wondered, like, of all the proteins that are out there, how they settled on brisket, how they settled on chicken thighs, how they settled on ribs, how they settled on the money muscles. Like, of all the proteins you could pick from, of all the muscle, of all the cuts, of everything that can possibly be barbecued, how were you guys able to narrow it down to just these four?
Yeah.
Like, just these right here. This is what we're going to judge this whole thing on.
The pork, chicken, beef, you're getting pork on two ends, like the pork butt itself, and then also ribs.
Sure.
Right? But that's just that kind of is born out of that Kansas City tradition.
Sure.
Right. And so, but also here on the East Coast in the South, I mean, pork is king. Right?
Yeah, man.
So, but now obviously, beef. For a lot of first-time people cooking competitions here in Florida, that's like, whoa, this big brisket. What do I do?
What do I do with this huge
lots
thing?
of classes out there. I mean, like I mentioned, Matt Barber with Hot Wachulas, Rug Babby with Swamp Boys, Jim Elzer with Sweet Smoke Q. In Polk County, those are 3 classes that you can go to and take and learn about everything you need to know. Heath Riles also puts on a great class with Heath Riles Barbecue. And
This guy is dropping leagues of knowledge
even if
right
you're
now.
So I could go to Polk County.
Yeah.
And I could go to any one of these three guys.
Yeah.
And take a class or classes. Is it a series?
It's
Is
one
it one
usually 2-day class.
2 all right, a couple days, and then ideally enter a competition.
I would recommend.
I would
taking
say
the
you'd
class,
have the
maybe start
basics
in
of
the
how.
backyard side,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
amateur side,
Sure.
right? And then just put what they've taught you to. Don't deviate. Don't try to do your own thing.
Sure.
It's like
that comes with time.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can cook their profile exactly as they direct it. But
Sure.
again, stuff's going to go wrong
Always.
And Heath Riles is the first person I knew that literally taught everything he does in a competition, everything exposed in the class, and he'll just tell you, look, cook right next to me, and if you win that day, great. But I don't think you're gonna. I mean, he recently, for the second time, won at the 17th Street Barbecue event, in Illinois, won the Memphis-style barbecue competition first place and the Kansas City barbecue. It was a double category, double sanctioning.
He
by
walked
the
away with
event.
2 belts?
Basically, yeah. And
Wow.
that's really rare. And he's done it twice. So,
And that's one thing, and you kind of hit the nail on the head when you said, like, I can tell you exactly what I'm going to do. However, that doesn't mean you're going to be able to do it the way I'm doing it or beat me. Now, if you do, great. But it's about being able to recover when things go sideways. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but you have one road to travel because you only have the knowledge I've given you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I'm the one that's doing it, not only do I have this road to travel, but I have all these other segues coming off this road just in case this happens or this happens or this happens, or you have to act fast. Because like you said, you overcook it, you're done. If you undercook it, you're done.
or over inject or over
anything.
Like apply a rub that's got too much of one flavor.
Yeah, and
the
to be able to compensate one thing for another, and to know from experience, this is how I deal with the situation.
Yeah, I've bitten into, so there's like 4 to 5 entries per category as a judge. Chicken's the first. It's always risky because I'm usually starving by the time it comes, and if I overeat, if you eat all the meat they give you in the day,
you're going to die.
2.5 or almost 3 pounds of meat, right? So you got to take
Don't
bites.
do that.
Just bites.
Sure.
But the first
Now,
chicken entry will have
do you eat or do you get rid of it? Like when you take a bite, do you?
Well,
is it like wine where you sip and you
I
get rid of it?
No, I swallow the meat.
Sure.
Like whoa.
Yeah, he
that
does.
Sounds weird.
It's okay. It's after 9:30.
Okay. Hey now. But I eat food.
Sure.
I have seen one case where a judge spit everything out.
Gotcha.
And I was
They would try it. They would taste it. They would get rid of it.
sommelier style. But I'm like, man, what? Why? Why are you doing
Sommelier
this?
style.
Yeah.
I like that.
Sommelier style.
That's right. But I had a chicken entry once. The categories. The first entry was so hot with like cayenne.
Spicy hot.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Ridiculous. Like my mouth was on fire, and the poor folks
no.
after me.
Yeah.
Every other.
They're getting
entry,
residual heat.
I couldn't taste anything.
Oh,
like,
man.
it was terrible. So yeah.
First place, you lose.
Yeah, right. You wanted to kind of just like find them and
beat them with their own chicken.
teach them a lesson.
Well, we have to talk about chicken. I like poultry. I'm a poultry fan. I've had turkey. I've had duck. I've had chicken. I've had all these different things. But coming from your experience, and we listed this, and we were kind of joking about it the other day. We weren't sure what questions we were gonna ask you, but we were kind of talking about it at our meeting, and we wanted to do like a comparison. I think one of the comparisons was goat or lamb. Have you had either one of those, which you prefer? And the other one was of these poultry dishes or of these birds: duck, chicken, turkey, goose, quail, or emu. Not emo. What up?
That's right.
Duck, chicken, turkey, goose, quail, and emu. What would you go to if you had all of them right in front of you, sitting perfectly cooked the way you want it, with everything exactly how you would want? What would you gravitate toward?
I mean, it's hard to beat.
It is
really perfectly cooked, chicken, but I'm a duck guy.
Me
right?
too.
And the guys over at duckchar.com, duckchar.com,
Love
they
this
will
guy.
send you individually sort of packaged Mouillard duck fillets that are, no joke, this thick.
Mouillard?
Yeah, I think it's Moulllard.
Mouillard.
Yeah. It's
okay.
It's
Mouillard duck fillets.
I think they said it's actually a cross between a Muscovy and a Pekin.
Really?
Yeah. So it's.
I hope you guys are getting all this. There will definitely be a test.
I could be wrong, but check out their site and they'll clarify. And I did one podcast
I have
with
no
them.
idea what any of those.
There's a
words
podcast episode somewhere with these guys.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, like, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's an amazing product. So
That's
definitely
awesome.
check
I
it
didn't
out.
even. Now that you tell me there's a website that I can go to and I can order duck fillet. I feel
Individually
like doing it
wrapped.
right now.
You just stick them in the freezer and pull one out.
Oh.
And
I
these
feel
guys,
like
Don't tell me.
Josh DeHaan with True Craft
Kevin, don't
Barbecue
tell me
out of
that.
Tampa is making duck pastrami out of these things.
Get the.
Wow.
Smoked duck pastrami.
I feel
Wow.
like inviting you back right now when we get some duck, and you're like, just like kind of teach us how
You
to
need
cook
to get
it.
Josh out
So
here.
that was my
blow
next
your
question.
mind.
Are you just a judge, or do you cook as well? Like not necessarily do you cook
I'm
competitive
improving
wise?
on my own personal styles
Okay,
of cooking,
okay.
like with what I'm learning. But I am I refuse to wear anything that says Pitmaster on it.
Gotcha.
Because I'm not.
To it.
Right? I'm just not
You want
that
you want to
guy.
respect
Yeah.
the
I
title.
really respect that.
Yeah. You want to
it's
respect
I
the title.
do.
Don't just give yourself that name.
I
Did you
can't.
give yourself this name?
Yeah, that's right. Right up there with It Goes to 11. That's
Nice.
right.
Yeah, and it's a and of all those, and I've tried all these before. Emu, which was awesome. I actually found out were those turkey legs that you get at like the theme parks, or you get it with stuff like that. It's
You
not
mean
actual.
It's not actual turkey.
Right? It's not actual turkey. It's emu. I was like, okay, I dig emu. Still kind of tough, little tendony.
Oil apparently
guess
is terrific for pain.
Oh, I would say the oil is a lot for your hands, but
Yeah.
from what I understand, you can use it for many different applications. Book of Eli. Denzel Washington's character.
My mind
used-
went straight
used
to the
cat
gutter.
oil for lip balm, which was pretty cool. So I imagine you could do something very similar. Turkey,
Go
I've
with
had.
what you got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Goose, I've had. Duck, I'm a sucker for duck, man. I really am. First time I had it was P.F. Chang's. It was the first time I ever had duck before.
I don't think I've ever had duck before.
Oh, it was outstanding. It introduced me to a whole new world where I was just like, wow, I need to try this again.
And this
So-
stuff from Duck Char, it'll cook up. You can cook it actually relatively rare, like medium to medium rare.
Sure.
And it cuts. It looks. You'd swear it's beef.
That's
it's
awesome.
Steak. It's amazing.
I'm going to have to check out Duck Char. And you said DuckCharr?
One
No,
R.
just
One R.
One R.
C-H-A-R.
Duck
Duck
Char.
Char. C-H-A-R.
Yeah. Instagram. Check out their
Can
Instagram.
we
They have
can
lots
we
of
order
videos.
it online and have them like
And they'll
deliver
ship
it
it to
here
us.
like in like
They will
20
ship
minutes?
it to your house. 20 minutes?
Like
might
Amazon
be
now?
pushing it. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Shelly's ordering it right now. I think.
Man, that is, and it
Tell
sounds,
them Kevin from Barbecue Beat sent you.
and it sounds like
Yeah.
you're
Yes,
super
please
busy, man.
do
It sounds
that.
like you keep yourself busy in the barbecue world with competitions, with
Yeah, I
judging,
try,
and with the
man.
podcast. Like, what is the next event that you have coming up? Where,
Actually, super local to me. It's a makeup event because it's the Davenport, Florida area.
Okay.
Big Belly Barbecue Battle, right?
okay,
And
is that this
so-
weekend or next weekend?
this weekend.
It is this weekend. I
Mhm.
saw a post about that today.
Yeah, and so shout out to all the guys that are gonna be guys and gals that are gonna be cooking that event.
I think
in
Jarhead.
Davenport.
I think smoking Jarhead Barbecue is
I
going
think
to
I
be
saw
there.
that name on the
yeah,
list,
they just posted about it. We're
Yeah.
working with them in a couple
Yeah,
weeks.
my good friends, the Mroskas, are going to be out there with Bull Rush Barbecue. Brian is actually in charge of a lot of things, but among them, the pitmaster training for Sonny's Barbecue.
Okay.
Right?
Wow.
And if you've noticed their quality increasing over the last couple of years, you can thank Brian.
Really?
Because he's just been
awesome.
instrumental in that.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Brian. Because
Yeah.
we both, I think the great Commodore and myself are both avid fans of Sonny's Barbecue. And we've been to enough Sonny's Barbecues where we know the quality of experience we should be receiving.
Yeah.
And we also know when we're like, nope.
Oh
Not
my
a-
god, you did that! I can't believe you did that. I can. That
Nope.
makes a lot of sense.
And that's the thing. Once you
another
experience
story.
something like that, it's like you know what it's supposed to be like, and we spent a lot of time in the restaurant industry, and that's another thing. It's good and it's bad. Like we know what good service is, and we know what good food is. So
And every place is going to have an off
Sure.
day.
Of
That's
course,
why I
of
think
course.
restaurant critics will say, like, hit a place like Tales from the Pits Barbecue Podcast. Check it out of Texas.
Tales from the Pits.
What
up, Lizanne? Good to see you.
Do a great job, and they've got the right mindset. They're going to go to a place like 3 times.
Oh, yeah, you
before
can't
they
go
make
just
a
sure,
call.
sure.
Because look, especially with barbecue, ambient temperature, moisture in the air,
Sure.
like, was the
Barometric
wood not
pressure,
cured enough?
environment,
Was it
sure.
whatever.
Like
Yeah.
you were
What?
saying when you were talking about things going sideways or your cook going sideways or how do you recover, like that really is true. If it
That's
rains, if it's cloudy, if it's all of this adds to the temperature of everything, which controls everything. So you got to be able to think on your feet. And most restaurants, of course, they're gonna have an off day. Maybe the cooks have an off day. Maybe you don't know. Maybe the wood wasn't as dry as it should be.
The cook didn't get his KitchenKillaz fixed that night,
That's it, man. And we don't want that to happen, which is why we do what we do. Well, for many reasons. Number one, we do what we do to inspire you to do what you do. And that inspires us to keep doing what we do, so then you continue to do what you do. It's cyclical, circular.
That's what I like.
The circle, going around.
You're
That's
gonna
a
get Lion King moment here with
yeah.
the circle of life.
That's a sweet, man. Well, we are going to get into a little flip the pick. We're going to see if you guys get a third song for the evening. So pretty much what we do is the great and illustrious Commodore grabs a Fender pick, hashtag Fender where you at. Right there on one side, there
right
is
here.
gold inlay that says Fender. On the other side, there is not gold inlay that says anything, actually. So we do a little bit of flip the pick. If you get gold side up, you got a third song headed your way. Before we do that, thank you guys so much for being with us tonight. Thank you so much for checking in. So good to see so many familiar faces. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the notifications. Be sure to check out the main event tonight at 8 o'clock. Kevin and me are making that happen, which is coming up in just a couple minutes. We know we're running a little bit long,
better
but
get to flipping.
we have a master judge with us. My man Kevin from Barbecue Beat Podcast is here joining us for the YouPickTwo. Thank you guys so much for spending some time, and I hope you are gaining as much knowledge as we are, because, again, I came in here with my limited barbecue knowledge, and now I realized it was even more limited.
I felt like in the
was.
last year we've learned a lot about barbecue, and I learned at least 2 things tonight.
Oh,
like
yeah.
2 huge, like two things.
Yeah,
tonight.
duckchar.com, right
Yeah.
at the top of the list for Billy.
We'll be there. We'll be there soon.
So let's do a
I'm
little
sure.
flip the pick, find out if you guys are going to get a third song, and we're going to make it happen. See what we got, Commodore. Best out of 3. Let's go 2 out of 3. Damn. Oh, man. We're just not doing very well tonight, sir. You want to do best out of 5?
I'm gonna try a different pick.
All right, maybe this pick is weighted. Maybe something's wrong with this pick.
Yeah, there's a
We're just
gold
gonna-
inlay on one
yeah,
side.
and this looks a little tampered. Looks like Kevin might have tampered with this one, so we're gonna start that one over again. We're gonna try with a brand
We're
new
gonna
pick.
start over. Clean slate.
Yeah, clean slate.
0-0.
Yeah, 0-0.
Up your metachlorines.
It's not looking good.
No.
It's not looking good. I'm gonna do one more.
Last one.
I'm gonna do one more.
Last one.
If this is gold side up, we'll play one. If it's not, We're not.
We got a couple more questions for Kevin. Then he's going to play us a song, which I'm excited about. He wrote one about barbecue ducks. Gold side up.
All right.
Well done, sir.
Dang.
Well done.
Well,
I love it.
Well, heck, what song are we gonna play?
Let's do it. You want to do June? What do you want to do?
You want to do?
You want to do? Just pick one. What you got? What you got? What you got?
Yeah, we can do June.
Bada bing, bada June.
Yeah. Bada bing, bada June. That's good.
Thanks, man.
That's fun.
Awesome. Well, sweet. Give us a second, guys. We're going to unplug some things, plug some other things in. We're going to make it happen, and we will be RB. Right, Mason Valland? All right, do me a favor. Move silver.
Or we could play something else.
Elevate?
Yeah.
Let's do Elevate.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, sweet. That
that
means
was-
you don't have to do anything. Congratulations. Well done. High five.
Let's nip that in the bud right there.
I mean, you're not going to get as many hours because you
Somebody
really
say
didn't
bud?
do anything, but, it's no problem. I'm just kidding, bro. Yeah, man, let's rock and roll. So we got a third song coming your way, guys. Thank you for spending some time with us, man. Jason Sofka, good to see you. Jason Sofka is an amazing chef. We'll actually be at his house for the third time in a couple weeks. He does a lot of menu creations for restaurants all over the world, which is really cool. So anytime we go to his house, he's always testing these beautiful creations. And this is like some 4-star and 5-star stuff where we'll
Nothing
get...
about that sucks.
Oh my God, bro! You got to come. You got to come to one of them.
Let me know.
The food is so good. Jason is such a warm and loving person, man. I mean, his wife Casey is so sweet. We've known Commodore and I were their bartenders where we worked at many years ago. We just kept in touch with them, and Jason has been at Outback.
Like we were talking
Jason has been moving and
Remember
grooving through the culinary world. He's absolutely fantastic, and he is so happy and so passionate. Like I've seen him many times, but when you really see him in his element, man, he's serving food to his friends and family. And it's so cool to see that. So we're going to be back there in a couple weeks. Jason, we're really looking forward to it, man. Thank you so much for inviting us. We're really excited to return. We're always excited about the food, the hospitality, the energy. And then the great Commodore loves the ring toss. They have this ring toss game. It's like a metal ring on a string, and there's a hook on the wall. And you try to flip the ring.
I heard they took
Clink.
it down,
To
but they're putting it back up before we get there.
Okay. Oh,
I didn't mean you just free fall for like 2.5 seconds. I'm sorry about that.
I felt my stomach like whoop. I was
Yeah.
like,
You hit
whoop.
an air pocket in the airplane right there.
Oh man, yeah, a little turbulence on the plane, man. Ooh, don't do that. That's not nice. That was mean. Okay, I'm fine.
How do you think I
I'm fine.
felt when I
recovered.
heard it?
I recovered.
It was
I'm
terrible.
recovered. All right, I'm back. We're back. So yes, we are here. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. The first song we played came in at second place. That was Perfect Places with 21 votes. That's a KitchenKillaz original. Coming in at first place was If You Can Only See by Tonic. That came in at 26 votes. Thank you guys so much, Matt DeFore. Good to see you, Jen Hogan. Good to see you.
Another cover one.
Yeah, another cover one, man. If
Nice
you can
job,
only see,
y'all.
put it over the top. Thank you guys so
I mean,
much.
Don't do that every week, but that's
Yeah.
a nice little twist
That's true.
to the story there.
This Friday, we
Thanks.
are going to be in Sanford with our friends Jeff, Audrey, and Jonathan. We're really excited to be there. Wayne Dench is going to be
Mexican.
sponsoring the evening, and the menu is we have a Mexican menu on Friday night.
And Jeff loves to grill.
Awesome.
He from what I took, he likes to hang out on the front porch and grill stuff.
Yeah, I
That's
think
his-
when
that's
we
his jam.
went to the apartment that one time to meet
That's
him,
his
he just
jam.
had like a small grill right on the front porch,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like chilling.
He was grilling like 4 hot dogs at a time, and
I
he'd
love
bring
it.
them in, and then he'd go out and grill some more.
I love it.
And grab another beer. He just loved it.
That's awesome,
It was
man.
so
Heck
fun.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited. I'm excited. So
So
that's
he's
where we're
grilling
going to be this
Mexican.
Friday, man. We're really excited about that. That's going to be great. Super stoked. Looking forward to that. And so happy to have Kevin from Barbecue Beat Podcast with us tonight, man. Really great to see you again, sir.
Thanks for coming, dude.
Chris Gentry's was awesome. It was super busy that night. We didn't really have a lot of time to meet people and shake hands, but I'm really glad that we were able to keep in touch and we got you here tonight, man. That's really awesome. Moving on to song number 3, baby. This is what you get for getting a little gold side up. This is KitchenKillaz original. This is called Elevate. I hope you guys enjoy it, man. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for sharing your hump day with the Killaz, baby. Driving through this autumn mist, I spin, I twist these words in time for you. Calm is my denominator, elevated thoughts surrounding you. As perilous, don't drift or sail, don't mind me as I kind of fall for you. With these banded lines and diamond bites reflecting bright while I ride by through you. With candy lips so bursting prep, but don't you pull that kiss from me too. I won't interject, but I digress as that red dress falls fast from nose to thread the work that goes. You're good right out that door with what could, should, and might. In this moment, let's jump on it, fingertips to lips as hips turn light tonight. As candles turn and moments burn, this hesitation in my soul for you. This wall crashes down here where this crown and drown that frown way down from truth to true. With candy lips so burst and prep, why don't you pull that kiss from me too? I won't interject, but I digress as that red dress falls fast from nose to that afterglow profile in close some way, and this beamdog star straight down to you. To you. Let's take a minute here. Let's lay down all these fears that pin us to these scars and tears. With candy lips so burst and prep, why don't you pull that kiss from me too? I won't interject, but I digress as that red dress falls fast from nose to that afterglow profile in close some way, that's beamdog star straight down to. Oh, don't tell us so, the less they know, the better it will be for me and for me to you, for me to you, for me to you, for me to you. Yes, nice, dude. Sounded
nice.
good, man. This is a little elevate
yeah.
for you guys. Hope you guys are having a really good Wednesday night, and thank you very much for joining us for this YouPickTwo poll. It's a little bit different, which is awesome. I'm super, super happy to have Kevin from Barbecue Beat Podcast joining us tonight. You can check him on Instagram at BarbecueBBQ, BEAT, Barbecue Beat, on Facebook.com as well at Barbecue Beat Podcast. And by all means, keep him motivated, baby. Keep it pushing, baby. Check out all the things. He has dropped so much knowledge and websites on us today. I have so many things to watch my own video for, so I can go back and get all that knowledge. But I'm telling you, man, like duckchar.com, I'm coming for you, bro. So thank you guys for spending some time with us tonight, man. We really appreciate it. And again, we are here with Kevin from Barbecue Beat Podcast. Real excited to have him on. We met him at Chris Gentry's just a couple weeks ago. What a great show. Chris Gentry was such a great host. Surrounds himself with absolutely incredible people, passionate people, and this is proof of that exact thing. So we're really fortunate to have Kevin. A huge shout out to Kevin. He's all the way here from the central part of Polk County, which is not a couple minutes away.
863.
That's right, baby. So a huge shout out to Kevin for being so awesome, for coming this way to share some time with us, man, for share your knowledge and your experience with us.
Thank you guys.
Oh, dude, of course, dude. It's such a blessing to have you. So real quick, let's go through it. You got 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Let's let the people know who you are, where we can find your stuff, and what you got going on.
Yeah, so Kevin Sandridge, Barbecue Beat, BBQBEAT.com. We, Instagram at BBQ Beat. If you're on Facebook, it's actually the BBQ Beat, because some joker stole BBQ Beat a long time ago.
We need to find him.
I know. I'd like to actually do a shout out to, again, my buddy John Jackson up with Comfort Farms.
Anything, man. The microphone's yours.
If you guys, this is the organization that helps veterans out, right? And it really is centered around putting them to work in productive and positive ways. Check out the website is StagVets, StagVetsinc, stagvetsinc.org. Any little thing you can do to donate to what they're doing, it's just truly rewarding work. It's amazing stuff, and everything that you might donate goes straight to assisting the people that really need it. These guys are getting the help they need. In some cases, being able to get off of certain medications because they're really getting nourished by the work they're doing, and just definitely check it out. There's a Georgia boucherie event in, I think it's January.
Boucherie?
Yeah, so check that out, Georgia State Boucherie, and it's just amazing stuff. So check it out.
That is awesome, man. And the next event you're going to be at is coming up this weekend.
Yeah, the Davenport Big Belly Barbecue Battle.
Big Belly Barbecue Battle, and that's awesome.
Bellies.
Are you judging this weekend, or are you just
No,
going
I'm
as
just hanging out.
Yeah?
Yeah, like it's great.
It's got to be
just
cool to
kinda
hang out because you know everybody.
Just be there. Like, by the way, guys, if you
Yeah,
have
it's
any
like
questions,
it's like going to see a band, and you don't have to play. You just go backstage because you
Yeah.
know everybody in the bands.
yeah, but
just doing
anytime you guys
camping.
have questions, if you see a barbecue event going on, this is anybody in the audience, you guys as well. As long as it's after 2 o'clock
Sure.
and turn-ins have been done,
Sure.
walk right up to these folks and ask as many questions as you want. You'll probably be handed multiple beverages
Sure.
and
Yeah.
asked to sit down, and they're just super open and helpful.
true.
So yeah, especially in the
we
Florida
found that
Barbecue
out.
Association.
Oh man,
Yeah.
we met
That's
Dave
totally
Frosch
true.
from Flame Boss,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and we got to hang. That was the day that we went to join Joel Van, and we saw Russell Short, and we got to hang out with them, and it was really kind of interesting because we looked at the setup of a backyard barbecue style and a pro style, and it was really interesting because we had food from both Russell Short, who at that time, or at least for that specific competition, was
yeah.
backyard, and Joel Van was pro. And Russell was so cool. He had this probably 15-foot long trailer that he had turned in to his kitchen, which was awesome. And in the back, he had bunk beds. And then he had his counters on the left-hand side when you walk in with all of his sinks and all of his carving boards and all of his tools and all of his knives. You go outside, and he had like this platform, this like wire mesh platform that he put down. He had burn barrels with like with grills and everything on top. And I'm thinking, damn, like this is awesome. So he walked through. And I looked around. A lot of people had the same trailer. They just outfitted it differently. And then we got to try some of that food, which was outstanding. We actually saw him before we saw Joel Van.
So good.
We got to try some of that food. And I think Russell Short won chicken that day. And I think he was either second or third with the brisket. He killed it. After that, we saw Joel, and we got to see his setup. His setup was like a huge truck. You walk in, it's stainless steel. It's absolutely incredible. I walk in, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah,
Air
he and
conditioned.
Bobby King do it upright. They have
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Bobby is hilarious.
He's great.
Like, and he is to the point too, because the last time we were actually with Shelly and the great Commodore and myself and Shelly, we got to join them, and so we were trying some of the food, and the competition was done. They were getting ready to clean up, and so we were kind of talking to Joel, and we were kind of winding down. Bobby's like, "All right, you're done. Get the hell out.
Yep.
We got to clean up."
He reminds me a lot of me.
Yeah,
He keeps to
I
himself.
love you. Get out.
He knows what the hell he's doing, like, and he's like very to the point.
Oh
Like,
man,
this
we
is how I
had such a
feel.
good time.
In that
Boom.
way,
We had
yeah.
such a good time, and Joel's been such a great friend. He's been a supporter of us since the very beginning, which has been so great. We actually crashed his Lakeland location, which I think right now he didn't carry on that lease. So I think he let the Lakeland place kind of close down and do his own thing. He had a really good run. We got to crash that place, which was cool. He closed the shop. He made a specific menu just for that night, so we got to stream live from Lakeland Barbecue, which was so awesome right there. And we got to try a brand new menu that he put out, some things he didn't even have on the regular menu, which was really awesome. So it was like a closed. It was kind of like a close concert, but we were streaming live, so it was like a private thing that if you can go and you got tickets in advance, you can join us. What an awesome dude, so jovial. I love him on camera. He's got great energy. Most of the people that we've met through this vein of barbecue have been fabulous.
It's hard to find a bad egg.
They've been
It really is
fabulous,
hard,
man.
yeah.
Everybody that we've met, we got to go into that day we went to the competition. We found ourselves in so many different trailers with people we had never met before, welcoming us in like we were their best friends.
In their
Like-
own specific way.
Oh man, bottles going here, cans going here, lighters going here.
You're gonna
It was
get
just
lots of
so
Fireball
much-
with Tim Malloy and Backyard Bros.
We stopped
Yeah.
by
Dude,
the
they
Fireball
had
RV.
they were like sponsored, by,
Sponsored by
Fireball.
You would think.
They didn't even have.
should be.
No,
They-
the RV we went to, she's
Yeah.
like, we're sponsored by. They get like 5 handles of
Oh my
Fireball per
God.
competition. So she's just like pouring out.
Yeah,
we
at
were
one
actually
point
we
they
were pouring
had the
shots.
chilled
Yeah,
double,
you're right
the
out of the-
double-handled chilled dispenser of it.
Oh
and
my
they,
god!
And they ran out of the little plastic shot glass cups, so they were using Dixie cups, and those are a little bigger, and people were filling them up.
Oh
and
my
that was,
God.
that was a good time.
That's a lot of
Oh,
Fireball
yeah.
right there, my
Wow.
man.
Yeah.
We had such a fun time, and I could easily see how that could turn into a 4-day party. I could easily see, because Russell was like, bro, we get in on Thursday.
Yeah.
He's like, we stay up late. We crawl into our bed at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning on Friday morning. We get up Friday. We cook all day. We prep all day.
Yeah,
we
Friday's
trim all day.
prepping. Usually Friday night they put the big meats on, and then Saturday is like usually not too much partying Friday night unless your Backyard Bros.
That's right, baby.
And then they just kind of run it serious business.
Sure.
And then once they're done, and the best thing about the Florida Barbecue Association is the winner usually buys pizza for everybody. it's a cool little thing, right?
Oh, that's
awesome.
cool.
The last thing you want to eat at the end of a day of
It's barbecue.
being around barbecue is more barbecue.
It's barbecue, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's funny
Let's
to
get some
see,
Italian.
I can only imagine. You see these guys and gals delivering like just 20 pizzas.
Yeah, exactly.
30,
Hundreds of slices of pizzas, just hundreds and hundreds
it's
of
just
slices.
a really good family kind of vibe.
It was one of the questions I asked because I was inquiring. They just had these huge sheets. They have these massive sheets of chicken thighs, and I was like, "How long does it take you to do this?" So he looked at Bobby. He's like, "Hey, Bobby, how long does it take you to prep this?" He's like, "About 4.5, 5 hours." And I'm like, "Stop, chicken? I don't get it." In my mind, chicken, seasoned chicken, put it there. He's like, "Let me walk you through it." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "You open the chicken." He's like, "And then you separate the skin from the chicken."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Really?
Oh,
What
all
for-
kinds of stuff, yeah.
Really?
Go
What do
on.
you do this for?" And he's like, and then so you get rid of this, and you
There's a little vein in
you
there
pull
you might wanna
this,
take
you
out,
take
you
that, you
maybe
take the
clip
vein
off the
out.
knuckles
He's like,
on
there's
the
a little bit of
thigh,
there's a little bit of fat in there. You want to get off
Scrape
as
the
well.
underside of the
You
skin,
scrape the
so
underside
it's
of
like
all.
see-through,
So
and you put it
every
back on,
every
and yeah.
single thigh, you open the thigh up, you take the skin off, you clean the thigh, you clean the underside of the skin. Then
scrape it.
he put something on the meat, and then put the skin back on and rolled it back up, and then that was one prepped thigh.
Yeah, so if you go, I'm not this super active there, but my YouTube channel for Barbecue Beat actually has a nice long video courtesy of Jim Elzer with Sweet Smoke Q.
What up,
Thank you,
Jim?
Jim. In fact, when I posted that with Jim's permission, people were texting him saying, "Bro, someone's giving away all your secrets," right? It was like this big thing.
He's like,
but,
"Yeah, it's me."
But definitely, dude, check out the competition chicken video on the Barbecue Beat.
And they
YouTube
were
channel.
explaining like
Walks you through everything.
when you cook it and when you bite it, they were like, you want it to take a full bite. You don't want the skin to pull off. You don't want this. He's like, if the skin pulls off, you're out of the top 10 right away.
Yeah.
He was like, you want to take a straight bite from it. I'm like, wow, it just
The
blew my
skin's
mind.
Like paper thin, basically.
Yeah,
Some
you just
guys-
bite right
some
through
guys
it.
Won't trim or scrape the skin or remove it. They'll just cook it. They'll put it back on with the fat still on there, but they'll cook it in such a way that it renders well.
So
there's
good,
a
man.
lot of different.
There's such a
ways
technique
to,
to
go
it.
about
It's so incredible to see that these guys that are winning these competitions have literally been cooking hundreds and hundreds of pounds for hundreds and hundreds of hours.
Imagine being the neighbor to the person who's trying to figure out how to cook chicken, to where you're like, "Hey, what? Oh, here he
Like,
comes
hey."
again with the chicken." Like, yeah.
Hey, Kevin, come on by. You want some chicken? Man,
Now,
I am
if-
chickened out, bro.
If there was one of those next to us, Billy and
I'd have a conveyor belt.
We would
just
have,
put it
we
right
would
on the
have
conveyor belt. Bring it
to-go
right in the
boxes.
house.
We're like, what do you got today?
Hey, what do you got, man?
We'll
just
eat
put
it.
We'll build
It's
a
no
conveyor belt
problem.
in between the houses. We'll get a little red light. Here comes the chicken. We hit
You
the door.
never
It opens
say
up.
to them that they've got it nailed, because you always
Nope,
want them
nope,
feeling
try
like
this
Be like,
next.
it's not bad. That's not
You're
bad.
almost there.
I really like this
Yeah.
one.
A
but
scale of
it's
1 to 10. What do you think, Billy? I'm gonna go like an 8.5. Ooh, I
80
gotta keep on. I gotta keep
88
trying. I gotta keep
88%.
trying.
88%.
Just a
That's
little
Give
bit
you like a
outside.
9. Give you like a
Yeah.
9.2, something like that. That's it, dude. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us, man. Hugely appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming all this way.
So much
And
fun.
From Barbecue Beat Podcast, we have Kevin here. Kevin Sandridge, creator of many things, a manifester of memories, and it is incredible to have you here telling us some stories, giving us some tips and tricks in the barbecue world. Good luck this weekend. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. And thank you very much. Keep everything going, man. I'm excited to see you grow, to see your podcast grow. And again, I didn't know that I was sitting next to a master judge.
It's not.
And the entire
So cool.
time,
He's
all,
so
he,
humble.
all he wants to do is shout out to everybody else.
Yeah, I love it,
that.
man. I love it.
That's so good.
I'm a giver. I give.
That's
Yeah,
right,
he's
baby.
like,
And
don't look
it
at
seems
me.
like you
These
fit in well
guys.
to the barbecue community, man, and packed with absolutely incredible people. If you are going to be in the Polk County area this weekend, be sure to check out the competition, which happens a
Downtown
lot.
Davenport, Florida. Yeah.
Downtown Davenport, baby. That's right. And what is this one called?
The Big Belly Barbecue Battle.
Big Belly Barbecue Battle. I like all the B's, baby. That's right, man. So my name is Billy Floyd. That is
The Commodore.
That's right. We're the KitchenKillaz from Orlando, Florida, classified as a touring acoustic duo, crashing kitchens around the country. And tonight we are here with Kevin Sandridge from Barbecue Beat Podcast. Huge shout out to you guys again. Thank you very much, Kevin, for joining us. You guys keep in touch. We will see you Friday at 9:05 live from Jeff, Audrey, and Jonathan's. We have an amazing Mexican style menu we're going to share with you guys. We got some tunes. We're going to have some good times. Hope to see you guys on Friday night. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will talk to you guys soon. I'm going to give it to Mason Vallon for a very awkward and incredible Facebook poke.
Yo, so if you guys are looking for any like T-shirts or it's hoodie
Slow motion.
season,
Slow
it's
motion.
hoodie season.
Yeah, baby, that's right. I got one right
Okay.
here.
You gotta get your
That's
hoodie
right, I'm
before
just
it gets
saying. Look at
cold
that.
out for those
KitchenKillaz.
3 months.
KitchenKillaz,
okay?
baby. That's right.
If you need a koozie, reach out. If
All
you
the
need a
koozies,
t-shirt,
Jim.
If you reach out. If you need
It's koozie season as well. You want to keep your cold drinks cold, your warm drinks warm, and we got hoodies for our bodies. We got koozies for your beverage. That's how it works, man. Software brand apparel out of California, Lakeland Barbecue. My man Joel Van making it happen. Merchroom.com. Jimmy and Cody, thank you for being so awesome. Jay Bauer Art, be sure to check him out every Thursday at 7:30 for the Artist Weekly Update. And a huge shout out to Dr. Alyssa Rose and Zach Cabral from Castle Door Studios. Also, still in the running for the band that is going to open for Bayside, which is super cool. Make sure you vote for Conflicting Motive.
We'll
talk to you guys soon. Keep in touch.
Every day.
Let us know if you have any requests and invite us to your kitchen. We'll talk to you guys soon. Mason, you're up, buddy. I'm excited. Look at that finger. There it is.
Look at him go.
Oh.